defining moments of a game. Does Karras just come back, in your opinion, step into that role where you want him to have the ball in his hands in the last minute of a game, or are there other guys that you feel comfortable with them with the ball?
Yeah, I think his being out last year gave us much more comfort in guys like Zach Irvin, who is, you'll see, he'll be out there shooting tomorrow. He's progressing really well. And but Zach Irvin had the ball in his hands a lot late. Aubrey made some plays for us, so that's good. So if we could have 3 or 4, our best teams had 2 or 3 guys that we could go to late. So Karras is certainly going to be one of those, but I don't think he's like the only option late in the game.
Swing over to the right with Jacob.
Coach, when we talked to you a couple of weeks ago, you were hesitant to call your team an experienced team.
Mhm.
But you could probably say that they are personal as far as a lot of guys that can play 2 or 3 spots on the floor and have done so in game action. How much do you think that can help you as a team, even if maybe they don't have the experience that they haven't played enough for you?
Yeah, and I just can compare experience to, you know, what most veteran teams are like. They just got, you know, 3 or 4, 2 or 3 seniors, 2 or 3 juniors, and a lot of sophomores. So we got the guys with a bunch of 1 years, and we got a lot of sophomores. But it is still, it's something I think that they all could draw from last year, that experience is going to really help them. But I think we have so much more to go, because it was so different last year, where there was things that we just could not do in practice. I mean, there was no way. You saw us, you know, sending 4 back sometimes, because we just felt that, you know, that was one of our ways that we had to defend, because we weren't good enough offensive rebound doing anyhow, and it would just become confusing. So now we're trying to do more things like that. So there's this next step that really helped us from playing those guys. But I have no idea whether I actually answered your question. Was that close?
Close. How much does it help that some of those guys can play 2 or 3 positions, even if you
Oh,
don't necessarily?
yeah, I mean, Zach Irvin can comfortably go and play in the backcourt, or he can play either side. I think that Karras can obviously move around, play 3 as well. And, you know, now we're trying to, with Aubrey, Cam, trying to get them to be take that next step and play on both sides of the floor.
Swing back to the front with Brendan.
Even before Derek went down last year, Spike was still getting 25, 30 minutes a game, things like that. How much do you think the 2-point
Tough
guard
to
looks
tell
like?
right now. You'll see today, he's not where he probably was when he was playing at his best yet. I mean, he is still, the hip surgery is still just maybe restricting him a little bit more than it will in another month, because it's 3 weeks of really going active, and he's, you know, where it's not injury, it's just flexibility and soreness that he's getting rid of. So all I know is he knows how to play, and we're trying to get him as quick and strong as we can, given the fact he was off so much this summer.
But if healthy, if everyone's healthy, everyone's good, everyone's going, how much do the 2-point guard?
What a guy. I mean, we're gonna play the 5 guys that help us win every day, and I think we're flexing enough to do that. And if we put he and Derek Walton out there at the same time sometimes, and play Karras small, we could do that. I don't envision, we had to do that last year. I don't envision that as much, but I envision him playing a lot of minutes, but certainly not probably as much as next year. I don't think any of those guys will probably play as many as they did last year, with the exception of Karras probably.
Mark?
John, I assume it's different watching Duncan shoot in a scout team situation
Yep.
than in the flow when he's
Yep.
competing for position. How different has that been, and is he still that hot?
Yeah, he is. He's been good. He has been. What we're trying to teach him, which you don't have to teach many people, Mark, is to hunt. He needs to be a hunter, and he is starting to hunt. But was not the mentality unless, you know, on the scout team we told him that he needed to really try to get his own. He wouldn't do it. He would just play the game the right way. But a shot that he's slightly guarded in is we feel it sometimes is just as good as a shot for some of our other guys when they may be wide open. So it is a good problem to have. That's the way he's demonstrated so far. I mean, we have some great managers. We keep stats of everything, but his stats so far show that. And now when the big games start, fine. I have a lot of confidence in that, because he's done that on a pretty big stage, but not this stage, but I think the national championship game in Division III is a big stage, and the semifinals are big stage. So we got a lot of confidence he'll transfer over to games. But he hasn't, as far as shooting the ball, there's been no difference from the stats he came in from, with Williams to here in practice.